You're watching KSG State Series. In this video, we're going to talk about the North Indian state Uttarakhand. Data collected is based on the questions asked in competitive examinations. We begin with a brief introduction to the state. The capital city of Uttarakhand is Dehradun. The town lies in the Doon Valley on the watershed of the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. Uttarakhand's boundary touches with Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. The international boundary touches with Nepal and China. Uttarakhand is also known as Devbhoomi. Very important to note is that Uttarakhand is the 27th state of India, which came into being on the 9th of November 2000. It was carved out of northern Uttar Pradesh. Four of the most sacred and revered Hindu temples, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, and Yamunotri, are nestled in the mighty mountains. The High Court of the state is in Nainital. The state's maximum population is dependent on agriculture. The state is rich in natural resources, especially water and forests, with many glaciers, rivers, dense forests, and snow-clad mountain peak. The state is prone to severe earthquakes, landslides, and floods. Uttarakhand has a vast tourism potential in adventure, leisure, and ecotourism. The official language of Uttarakhand is Hindi and Sanskrit. And now let's tell you about the geographical features of the state. The Uttarakhand Himalayas is divided into following regions and very important to know: Trans-Himalayas, Higher Himalayas, Lower Himalayas, Shivalik Himalayas, and the Bhabar and Tarai. Talking about the mountain and glaciers, Nanda Devi East, Panchachuli, Trishul, Swargarohini, Bhagirathi Peak, Nilkant Peak, Om Parvat, Gaumukh. Very important to note, the Gaumukh glacier is the source of the holy Ganga. Chaukhamba and Shivling. These are all the mountains and glaciers situated in Uttarakhand. And now let us talk about the wildlife of the state. This is a very important part as well. Jim Corbett National Park. It is in Nainital. It was established in 1936 with the name Haley National Park and renamed as Ram Ganga National Park in 1952. It got its present name in 1957 after Jim Corbett, the famous naturalist and photographer. This is India's first national park. It is famous for tiger. Rajaji National Park and Tiger Reserve. It was named Rajaji National Park in the year 1983 after the famous freedom fighter late Sri C. Rajagopalachari, who was popularly known as Rajaji. Valley of Flowers National Park. It is situated in Chamoli. Valley of Flowers is set in the backdrop of the majestic Zanskar Ranges. This virtual paradise on earth has been unknown to the outside world till the great mountaineer Frank S. Smith discovered it in the year 1931. Gangotri National Park. The source of the Ganga, Gaumukh, is situated here. Bharal population is remarkable in this national park. Musk deer, snow leopard, and Himalayan tahar are also found here. Govind National Park. It is famous for trekking destination of Har Ki Dun. It is a preferred habitat of snow leopard, and western tragopan are also found here. Nanda Devi National Park is situated in Chamoli. The spectacular panoramas of peaks encircling the national park are Trishul, Dunagiri, Nanda Devi East, Bethar Toli, etc. the beautiful surroundings with abundant flora and fauna like Brahmakamal and Bharal, that is the Blue Mountain Goat, make this a sanctuary of nature. Askot Wildlife Sanctuary, Govind Wildlife Sanctuary, and Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary are among the others. Talking about the Biosphere Reserve in the state, the Nanda Devi is in parts of Chamoli, Pittoragarh and Almora district. Now the vegetation of Uttarakhand can be divided in the following zones. Subtropical zone of Uttarakhand. Subtropical zone of Uttarakhand has pure as well as mixed forests. Example, the Shaurya robusta or Sal, Cassia fistula or the Amaltash, Nyctanthus arbortristis or the Parijat. Temperate zone of Uttarakhand. The temperate zone of Uttarakhand is marked by the presence of Orchis leucotrichophora or the bunch oak, Rhododendron arboretum or the burans, and Myrica esculenta or kafal. Subalpine and alpine zones of Uttarakhand. The altitude above 3000 meters is generally considered a zone of subalpine and alpine vegetation. The tree species are represented by Pinus wallichiana, Abies pindro, and Prunus cornuta. The orchids. Uttarakhand has more than 225 species of this charming group, well known for ornamental flowers with great horticultural potential and long shelf life. Example, Aridis, Cool Orchine and Cymbidium. Talking about the river junction and the rivers, Vishnuprayag is the river junction for rivers Dhauli and the Vishnu Ganga. Karnaprayag is for the rivers Alaknanda and Pindar. Rudraprayag is the river junction for rivers Alaknanda and Mandakini, while Devaprayag is for Alaknanda and Bhagirathi. This is also a very important portion. And now shifting focus to the tourist places. Nainital, Mussoorie, Almora, Auli, Bhimtal and Ranikhet are the famous tourist places. Niti Pass is India to Tibet. Lipu Lake too is India to Tibet. Now let us tell you about the rivers in Uttarakhand. Ganga, the holiest of all Hindu rivers. The river Ganga takes shape in Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, the Ganga flows in many places in the form of smaller stream, rivers and tributaries. With its source at Kaumukh, the river begins in the heights of the Gangotri Glacier. The glacial waters then take a 25-meter plunge into the Gaurikund, from where the river starts her cross-country journey, which terminates at the island town of Gangasagar in West Bengal. The river in its upper stages is known as Bhagirathi. As it flows down, it acquires different names crowned with religious significance. The other important river is Yamuna. Yamuna is a tributary of Ganga and rises in the Yamunotri Glacier at a height of 6,387 meters in the Uttarkashi district in the flank of the southwest slopes of the Bandarpooch peak in the lower Himalayas. Some say the source of the river is the Saptarishi Kund, a glacial lake. The Yamuna and its tributaries also form part of the Ganga catchments. The Doab region, drained by the Ganga and the Yamuna, is considered to be one of the most fertile regions in the Indian subcontinent. Tons is another river. The Tons is an important tributary of the Yamuna and flows through the Garhwal region. Tons is born from the meeting of two streams, namely the Supine and Rupine streams. Now let us tell you about the lakes in the state. Out of all the lakes, the three most important are Naini Lake, Bhimtal Lake and the Roopkund. Naini Lake is lunar-shaped natural freshwater lake which was born from a depression in the Nainital town of the Kumaon region owing to tectonic movement. Bhimtal is named after Bhim, one of the five Pandavas as mentioned in the Hindu epic the Mahabharata. Located on the banks of the lake is the famous Bhimeshwara temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. Roopkund, locally known as Mystery Lake or Skeleton's Lake, is a high-altitude glacial lake famous for the hundreds of human skeletons found at the edge of the lake. Other lakes in Uttarakhand are the Nanak Sagar, Hemkund Lake, the Hemkund Sahib that is. It is a Sikh pilgrimage site. Sahasratal, Vasukital, Sattal and Nokuchia Tal. Waterfall, the Jharipani Fall, Vasudhara Fall, Kempty Falls, Tiger Fall, Corbett Waterfall, Sahastradhar, Birthi Fall and Patna Fall are some of the waterfalls. What is very important to know is about the Bagyals. Bagyals are alpine pasture lands or meadows in higher elevation range between 3,300 and 4,000 meters of the Himalayas in Uttarakhand. The topography of the terrain is either flat or sloped. The surface of these Bagyals is covered with natural green grass and seasonal flowers. They are used by tribal herdsmen to graze their cattle. During the winter season, the alpine meadows remain snow-covered. During summer months, the Bagyals present a riot of beautiful flowers and grass. And now let us shift focus to the culture of Uttarakhand. We begin with the heritage sites. Nanda Devi and Valley of Flowers National Park are the two heritage sites. Both parks contain high diversity and density of flora and fauna of the West Himalayan biogeographic zone with significant populations of globally threatened species including the snow leopard, Himalayan musk deer and numerous plant species. Garhwali and Kumaoni are the two languages spoken in the state. There are many fairs and festivals too that are celebrated in the state. Kumbh Mela is held at Haridwar, celebrated every 12th year at Haridwar. Devi Dura Mela is held every year on Raksha Bandhan. Uttaraini Mela is another one. Raman, very important to know, it is a religious festival and ritual theatre of the Garhwal region. In 2009, UNESCO inscribed Raman on its representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Jhora, Cholia, Langveer and Ramola are the popular dance forms of Uttarakhand. Bhotia, Buksa, Jaunsari, Raji and Tharu are the tribes of the state. Now let us tell you about the important institutions situated in Uttarakhand. Central Building Research Institute is in Roorkee. Indian Institute of Petroleum Research is in Dehradun. Central Soil and Water Conservation Research and Training Institute is in Dehradun. Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education is in Dehradun. Forest Research Institute, very important to note, is in Dehradun. Wildlife Institute of India, another very important one, it's also in Dehradun. Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy is in Dehradun, another important institution to know about. National Institute of Hydrology is in Roorkee. Vivekanand Parvatiya Krishi Anusandhan Sansthan is in Almora. National Research Center on Cold Water Fisheries is in Bhimtal. Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration is in Mussoorie. Indian Military Academy or the IMA is in Dehradun, very important to know about. And now let us shift focus to the important facts about the state. Nanda Devi Peak is approximately 7,816 meters. Mana is a village which has the distinction of being the last settlement on the road to the Tibet region of China. Rishikesh is popularly known as the yoga capital of the world. Tiger population in Uttarakhand has risen from 227 to 340 since the last census, becoming the second state in the country after Karnataka with the highest number of tigers. The state is rich in mineral deposits like limestone, marble, rock phosphate, dolomite, magnesite, copper, gypsum, etc. Most of the industries are forest-based. Kalsi near Dehradun is famous for Ashoka's rock edict. That's it in this edition of KSG State Series. We hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for more such videos on several other states of the country.